You will not believe what this home looks like on the inside. It's loaded with upgrades. It has multiples of everything: kitchens, living areas, balconies. It's got 3 different laundry rooms. But what's most surprising is the outdoor area, because we're sitting on half an acre and every part of this lot is being used so well. Stick with me for a great home tour. Now, this is 4203 Balcones Drive right here in Austin, Texas. I don't even know where to start on this home. I guess I'll start with square footage. We're over 6,300 square feet. We got 5 bedrooms, 8 total bathrooms. This is a 3-story home, so we're entering in through the main level. We're gonna walk through this main level, which has a kitchen, living area, 2 studies, a workout room. It's got a bedroom with an in-suite full bathroom that has its own access to that incredible deck that looks out to greenery everywhere. Upstairs, we're gonna have a bunch of bedrooms. There are private balconies upstairs that we're gonna get to later on in the video. And don't worry, I'm gonna head out these doors in a few minutes and I'm gonna show you that backyard space, which has so much going on with it. Now, I wanna give a shout out to the listing agent, Noah Levy at eXp Realty. I chatted with Noah about all the listings that she has around Austin. She's got some incredible listings, including this one that's currently listed at the time I'm recording this video at just under $5 million. The exact price is $4,985,000. Now, I want to start right here in the kitchen, and so many great upgrades that they did in this kitchen. Love the pendant lights, but so many of my clients tell me they want 2-tone kitchen cabinets, so that kitchen island really stands out. And I love this blue color that they did on the kitchen island. So many people looking at blue with that lighter touches on the exterior cabinet. But notice that throughout this home tour, you're going to see some great blue touches in built-ins, upstairs as well as downstairs here in the living room. But really in the kitchen, what I think is the showstopper above this gas stovetop is going to be the kitchen countertop run into the backsplash, going all the way up to the ceiling underneath this designer vent hood. And this is one of the first things that you notice when you get to the main living area. It's because of those dark veins running through that kitchen countertop. Just provide that stark contrast that people want, that complements every single other upgrade in this kitchen. But I think what really brings out the upgrades is all the natural light that's coming into this home. And throughout this tour, I'm going to point that out as much as possible, because there are going to be some rooms in this house I didn't even have to turn on the lights because there was so much natural light coming in. Now, as great as this kitchen looked, I want to move on to the pantry and the 3 rooms that are on this side of the home that I think are so important. I love the layout of how they did these next 3 rooms. But first, I want to show you this pantry, because I'll tell you right now, no home has a high attention to detail in every single room like this one does. Like, notice even in the pantry, we got a nice light fixture. We got a lot of built-in shelves. We got a backsplash, which has some lighting underneath the cabinet just to complement it. We got a sink in the back. But watch what they did here in these next 2 rooms. We have a study with great windows right at the desk area. So many people tell me when they work from home, they want to be around greenery. That's why they're moving to Austin. And so greenery everywhere is what they want, and that's exactly what you see in this study. I love how they somehow fit storage in the top there with that freestanding shelf above the windows. There's also freestanding shelves between the windows, but look at the greenery that's back here. We're sitting on a half an acre, and almost every single window that you look at in this house looks out to beautiful greenery. And for so many people looking to move to Austin, they first tell me that they fall in love with all the beautiful greenery and topography that's in this city. And to be in a house that has it right outside your door is fantastic. Now, we haven't even gotten into what's around this area of this neighborhood called Balcones Park. I'll talk about that in a second. We are minutes from downtown Austin, but take a look at this second study area. I don't know if you noticed it previously. There was a pocket door separating these areas, and I get this from so many people looking to move here, where both spouses in the couple both work from home, or both have an element of working from home, or hybrid, and sometimes somebody's on a Zoom call and somebody's not. And so just closing in that door is great, but also opening up that door is fantastic. Kind of feels like you have a coworker at home, and for some people that's really important, so you don't feel like you're alone all day just working. And then last but not least, on this side of the house, to have a workout area. This is so many people's dream, and I love how they already have the flooring in. They got mirrors on one side, makes the home feel, makes this room feel bigger. you have built-in speakers throughout the house. I mean, they're like almost everywhere. I'll tell you, I won't even be able to point it out because there's so many speakers. And to have that in this area, still a window to get some great greenery in here. I'm going to show you storage in a second because they have so much great storage to this house. I thought this workout room really hit it out of the park. Let me know what you thought about this, and we're going to keep going here. I'm going to head outside in a second, and when you see the outdoor area, I think you'll be amazed. But also on the inside, I didn't want to forget to list off all the great upgrades that are in the home. For example, we have Wolf Sub-Zero kitchen appliances. Some of the islands got quartzite natural stone counters. We got dual Bosch dishwashers. We got designer lights. We got 3 total convection ovens. We got a 36-inch gas range. We got custom mill cabinets. I mean, there's so much that we're going to see here. But even in the living room, we're going to get to the built-ins and take a look at these built-in shelves. Love the nook area with the cushion. We got speakers again. And this is a cool dining area just to have a part of the whole main living area. You're going to see multiple dining areas. There's one outside that's on a deck, but I love this bench area. So many people tell me the bench next to a window is their most underrated part. Now, not many people have that. That's 2 mini fridges, so there's 2 separate bar areas. Like I said earlier in the video, there's multiples of everything, including multiple living areas. But I love this hangout area here. I love how there's really no space to put a TV, so you have to sit down and have a conversation with somebody. Or do you see that nook next to the window? Take a book off the shelf and do some reading. And I absolutely love that. So many people tell me they're so tired of every living room having a space for a TV. They want a place where they can just sit down and have a conversation. And that is the need that I'm getting from so many people, especially people looking to move to Austin, where it's a little bit more laid back, it's a little bit more chill, a little bit more relaxed. And I think this main living area really resonates with people who are looking for that chill, relaxed vibe. Now, there's another vibe that I think a lot of people look for when moving to Austin, Texas. And the two kind of go hand in hand. But first, I want to show you something that it stands out to me as such a high attention to detail. Do you see how the window is frosted on the bottom? But in the top, it's open to this beautiful greenery at the front courtyard. And I'm going to get to that area in a second. I probably shouldn't call it a courtyard. It's like a circular driveway, but it is gated in. And I'm going to show you that in full detail. But I love the frosted bottom windows. They did that upstairs too, so you get privacy, but you still get open, clear glass at the top. Now, the second vibe I was going to tell you about is people want that lively, active community when moving to Austin, Texas. They want to be around people and they want to be in events. They want to have a good time. And when you see this backyard, I think you'll see a home that is here to have people over, entertain, and have a good time. And that's what so many people tell me they want in Austin. I mean, I've talked about the greenery, the beauty, the topography. That definitely attracts people here, but that's surface level. Like, you look outside, you see greenery, great. The main question that I'm always asking is, what's the deeper emotional reason people are buying into a city, into a location? And the number one answer that I get is community. People don't want to buy these houses and just sit in here all day long by themselves, right? They're buying these houses so that they can bring their community in. When people are visiting, they can house them and they can just have a good time. And that's exactly what I think of when I see this backyard deck. Love the chandelier hanging from that tree. I gotta check with the sellers if that conveys. It probably doesn't. So I don't think it's necessarily affixed to the house. It's affixed to a tree. I don't know. I'd have to check in on these things. But either way, I love the vibe of that. I think for Austin, we don't consider ourselves like a flamboyant city. I don't think flamboyant's the right word, but like flashy. And I love this backyard because it just reminds me of like a chill place where people can get together and just enjoy each other's company. And I'm going to say that throughout this home tour because there are so many pockets and areas of this house where you can hang out in, and then there's another group that can hang out in another area, and everybody can be private from each other. And I don't remember how many times I said that in this backyard of like, wow, here's another private area, here's another private area. I think it's probably over 4 from what I remember, but we're going to go through it together. I got to tell you, my head was spinning when we were walking through this house because I met up with the listing agent who was just starting an open house. I really appreciate Noah letting me take a video of this home throughout the open house. And what I got to tell you is when I was going through the home, I'm lost. I can't even keep track of everything that's in here, including these accordion doors, which are incredible. By the way, I didn't leave those open. I think that was somebody else in the open house, but I think they just did it on purpose of just like, you got to show this off. And that accordion door is super cool. I will open it for you and show you how it goes all the way down. But wow, this backyard is incredible. Now, there is a private area there that's shaded. It's got a TV up. So we're going to get back to that towards the end, and then I'm going to head inside. I'm going to show you these accordion doors and the downstairs kitchen, everything going on there. So we'll get to that in a few minutes. But let me first go alongside this pool. And by the way, we're taking a left to go along this pool. If we would have taken a right there, that would have taken us to the driveway where there's a couple cars. So I want to keep that private. But just so you can orient yourself, everything's really connected in this home. And there's so much going on in this backyard. And why I think so many people are surprised when they walk through a home like this is because of how close it is to downtown Austin. We're about a 10 to 15 minute drive from downtown Austin, and we're about a 7-minute walk from Mount Bonnell. So if you've ever been to Mount Bonnell in Austin, it's got that amazing view. And when you see a house like this from the back, can't tell you how many times I've seen somebody walk out to this pool and want to take a picture of the back of a home. And you don't see too many people want to take a back picture of a home, but this is one of those with the multiple balconies, with the sconces on the backyard patio, and so much great greenery. It's incredible. And like I said, there's so many things that we'll cover later on in the video that are close by, even some that are walking distance. But I really want you to imagine being in around this fire pit, because so much of what I'm talking about through this home tour are different quotes that I've gotten from people who've reached out to me from social media to buy houses in Austin. And it's what they really desire in a home. And that is getting away from devices and start talking to people. And I think that fire pit area is the perfect example. Lots of room for people to sit down. And then this play set with a trampoline, incredible. Obviously, you got to check in with what conveys with the property. Not everything does, but it really builds the picture of what this could be for your backyard. Notice the privacy with all the mature trees and so much amazing stuff that you can have back here. And this is what I was talking about with the private areas. Like if you got multiple people, multiple age groups in your house, maybe the way I would imagine this is I had one of my clients tell me that their parents are going to be staying with them who are a little bit older, and then they have kids, so their kids always have friends over. And so they have multiple generations in their house, and they want those multiple generations to enjoy the house together at the same time without feeling like they live on top of each other. And that means being in an open concept home so you can all get together, have fun, but then also having areas for privacy so you don't feel like you're on top of each other all the time. And that's exactly what I think about in this backyard with that play set, the trampoline in the back, that fire pit kind of next to the pool. There's another hangout area that was by the pool that you could sit down. Then there's that deck area above this that you could chill. And then take a look at this super cool nook area. Love how they made, is that like almost like an accent wall? I know that's just concrete, but it almost feels like an accent wall back there, which is super cool. But I love the TV back here. I can't tell you how many times people tell me when they do some grilling, they just want a hangout area where they can watch a ball game and they don't want it to reverberate through their backyard when they're being loud. And having an area like that is super cool. But having a pool bath, which I'm going to cover, which is what we just came into, a separate kitchen, and then a separate living room, and then another bathroom around that corner is the dream. Because going back to why people move here, it's because that lively, active city is what they really want to grow into, and that means entertaining, having people over. And that's exactly what I think of when I see a kitchen like this, a second kitchen on the bottom floor. That beautiful kitchen island that we're going to circle back to opens up to the pool area. Love this small tile in a herringbone pattern going all the way up to the ceiling. You got glass inserts in the cabinetry that just provide a great accent there. Love the contrasting color here. We showed it upstairs with that blue color and the lighter cabinets. This one's a little bit different. They went black with the countertops, black hardware against white cabinets. I think it really works, but I think those accordion doors are just on a whole nother level. We're going to keep going with the theme of entertaining, because that's exactly what you think of when you see this second living area. You have these accordion doors, which are so easy to open. Once you know what you're doing, you just, when the handle is up, it's not locked. And so you just push those open. Those go all the way down For some reason, I'm a little bit afraid to do it. So I kind of just want to show you how well they open up. And what I think about for so many people is when they got a bunch of people over here, they got a pool party going, just opening up those accordion doors. What a great feeling. And they're so easy to close in. You just pull on this handle, it's very light, and that is a very cool door. I've also seen people put sliding glass doors, but then they don't go all the way down. There ends up being one panel that's kind of still stuck on the side. But hey, this is a great addition. I also love the fans on this side. When I tell you the attention to detail is incredible, notice there are 3 fans on that side because, hey, Texas gets hot and just a little bit of a breeze really helps. And then I think what was also surprising, fireplace on the left side, great built-ins, massive living area, and then beams running across the ceiling to really get a fun accent in here, forcing your eyes to look up. Now, what I didn't actually know at the time I was going over here, I didn't know that there was a bathroom over here too, because there's actually a bathroom, a full bath around the corner. So I just thought to myself, wow, they really thought about everything. And when you got a big pool party, you got 20, 30, 40, 50 people at your house, actually having 2 bathrooms around here makes a lot of sense, right? And when I say they thought everything through, this is definitely one of those. Love the pool bath in here. They really spared no expense when it came to design. By the way, that was the door that we came in on. I didn't want to come in from those accordion doors because I didn't want to figure them out. Also could not figure out this shower head. There are a lot of jets going on here. The towel going up to the ceiling is fantastic, but take a look at this. Like, what is going on here? I was almost afraid to turn this on. There are so many jets on this side. I imagine this is a fun shower to be in. It's got a handheld on the side and a lot going on here on this pool bath. So, and by the way, there's still a lot to see here. We're gonna head upstairs in a second. I did miss one of the main level bedrooms that has a great in-suite full bathroom. It has access to the deck where there's an amazing view of the pool. And then I think I mentioned it earlier, I'm actually shooting this during an open house. So if you see me shut off my camera like I just did, it's because probably somebody's walking in or something like that. And anybody who walked in, I quickly turned off my camera and I told them, please take your time and enjoy this house. And I would just pause this video. And I was happy to, because I loved just seeing people walk into these certain rooms and just their eyes light up because they see all the greenery, the views, the spectacular design. And I think you see exactly what I'm talking about when we get to this main level bedroom. When I tell you high attention to detail, notice the light fixture, notice how there's a wall that sticks out, so you get a little bit of privacy. And when you walk out to this bedroom, you can't help but your eyes are forced to look outside. Notice all that greenery, and then there are windows next to the TV. There's a window above the desk area again. There's more greenery there, and love the design and built-in closets that are here. Absolutely incredible. But what I think is so cool is multiple bedroom and living areas have access to these balconies. And this is probably why I couldn't count how many balconies there were. There were so many doors that exited to the balcony, right? You have this beautiful pool that we went through, but seeing it from this angle is just spectacular. And wait until we see it above this in one of those private balconies. Love that chair that's hanging from there. Absolutely incredible. And to have so many different ways to get out to the deck is fantastic, but I'll say it again, there's so much natural light coming in here, and then you just notice views that, like, I don't even think I remember looking over here, and I just thought to myself, wow, that's even incredible. Where are all the neighbors? Because there are neighbors around these homes and you can barely see them, and that just shows you that they took this property, this lot, and just built a fantastic home. Well designed, well thought out, very functional. Now, I'm sure you already guessed this. We got bathrooms in almost every single bedroom, or dedicated bathrooms, I should say. And this one is no different. It's got an in-suite full bathroom. I love the floor tile. Matches up with the ceiling in the walk-in shower, which you're going to see here in a second. And while we're here, and then we're going to head upstairs, I can't wait for you to see the views from the balconies upstairs and all the great upgrades that are there. I do want to mention that we are in a neighborhood called Balcones Park. It's kind of in one of these central Austin neighborhoods where just south of here, it's Tarrytown. We got Highland Park, which I think some people would consider this to be kind of close by into Highland Park. And then you have Northwest Hills. North of here, you got the 360 Bridge north of here. And then southeast of here is going to be downtown Austin, which I mentioned before is about 10 to 15 minutes drive from this house, obviously depending on traffic. And then there are so many things that are walkable. I'm sure if you've seen Mount Bunnell or if you've been to Austin, a lot of people go to it. It's a big tourist spot. That's about 7 minutes walk from this house, about 7 to 10 minutes. It's walkable enough where it's not like you have anybody who's a tourist around these areas, but you do have that Mount Bunnell, that beauty very close by. And that's because you also have the Colorado River very close by. Now, when I mentioned earlier, there was a high attention to detail everywhere. Like, take a look at this laundry room. By the way, this is one of 3 laundry rooms. I skipped out on the laundry room downstairs, but you see it here on the main floor. You'll see it again upstairs. Love that yellow door. Love the tile work all along that wall above the washer and dryer. And then this mud bench with another accent wall. Incredible. So much fun design in this home, but wait until you see what's there upstairs. Now, what's very cool about Austin is there's a lot of areas that people just say they feel like they're around nature. Now, obviously, you can see that around this house, but if you want like an actual park and nature preserve, there's Mayfield Park that's just south of here. It's around a 20-minute walk from this area, and so you got some walkable things from this house. And then downtown close by, the 360 bridge close by. I didn't think I even said it. The Domain area, which is like our second downtown, 10 miles north of downtown. That's also about 14 minutes drive from this house. And so to be sandwiched in central Austin, close by to all these things that people want to be close by to, in a home that's on a lot like this, that has all these upgrades. You let me know how this is going so far. I think it's incredible, and there's still a lot to see here, like this game room flex area with double doors leading to a balcony and that amazing view, which we're gonna see here in a second. But to have this is everything. So many people tell me that their worry with a home is, especially when they're looking in areas that have a lot of older homes, is their fear is that those homes are closed in. And when you have a closed in home, it feels like you live on top of each other. But when you have these multiple floors, the best part is you can do really fun upgrades. Like that light fixture is super cool. Notice the windows are frosted on the bottom, so you can't see anybody outside from those bottom frosted windows, but the top is clear, which looks out to so many mature trees in the front courtyard, which, by the way, we're going to see towards the end of the video, so wait until we get out there. But this just has everything, right? Like built-in privacy in an area that usually doesn't get a lot of it because we're so close to downtown. And this is the best part about these areas, like Balcones Park, Highland Park, Tarrytown, Northwest Hills. Every home feels different from each other, and I've been touring homes now for months in this area. My wife and I are actually looking around this area. I don't really know much about this area. I know a lot about the suburbs and production builders that are out in the suburbs. I was actually a realtor where 100% of my clients came in from YouTube, and I was from a different channel where I feature the suburbs. Here, I'm really just exploring this area and showing people in the process while also learning. And what I'm learning is there's so many unique homes. Like, take a look at this primary bedroom, which has a chandelier and a sitting area. Love the massage chair. That's definitely a vibe. But look at the space that's here. Those pendant lights are epic. And then the private balcony is just something that you have to see. Now, I can't tell you how many times I've seen people come to these balconies, and what they first do is they just look around, they take it all in, and you can see them slow their breathing. And it's because they're just taking a breath of fresh air when they're out here. And that is that feeling that I want for so many people. That is peace of mind. That is decompressing, de-stressing. That is what you feel when you get to these balconies. And I don't know exactly how high up I am, but I'm going to show you that we're on the top floor here, and we're looking down at the pool, and it just feels like you're amongst the trees, and it just feels like there's just so much oxygen. I don't know how else to explain it other than it's relaxing. Like, even coming in here, I just felt like this isn't worked getting these videos. I'm so excited to show you homes like this because it's just breathtaking when you're in here. And then I love pointing out these details because I do find that these matter. When you move into these homes, it's the small things like those pendant lights next to the beds above the nightstands. It's this freestanding tub that is such a great design finish against those blue cabinets. It's the tile in the walk-in shower that we're going to get to in a second. But wow, I got to go back to this tub and tell you that this was a, I'm trying to look for the name. This was a Bath in Wood of Maine. Wood tub from Bath and Wood of Maine. I don't really know what that means, but I think it looks really cool. The chandelier is great. I love the frosted windows again on the bottom, and then the top is just all greenery and mature trees and everything. And then when you look around here, I love how the hardware on the cabinets really match up with the tub that we just saw. And then there is a large mirror behind the mirror with sconces on either side. And this is one of those rooms where I just didn't put in any of the lights. The lights in the bathroom or those sconces are not on. I did put in the walk-in shower lights because I wanted to show you this glossy finish on this hexagon tile, which I think looks super cool. And they ran it, of course, all the way up to the ceiling. And just so many fun upgrades in here. Black tile on the floor in a herringbone pattern, and the design just hits. And you expect that, I think, in a primary bathroom, but I wasn't expecting that tub. And then the hardware on the cabinets. I started to realize that this home, they thought about everything. And then when you look at each room again, you start to notice new things. Like I walked through this home maybe a couple times before shooting this, and just there's always something new that I find. And I probably missed it even there. There's a bench between the blue shelves. That design really hits in that primary bathroom. But I can always share pictures of all these things. By the way, there's some great closets in there, but I want to give some privacy to the sellers in the home, so I don't want to show all their belongings in the closets. But there's some great built-ins in a lot of these closets. And then we got a few more bedrooms on this side. I love how this bedroom, take a look at the windows again. Almost every window feels like a piece of artwork. It's just like greenery. It's beautiful. And then every single room in this house has like a very cool, fun light fixture. So much cool stuff in here. Let me know what you thought about the favorite parts by the end of this. And then we still got the front of the home that we're going to get to, and I want to just look through my notes, make sure I didn't miss anything while we go through the rest of this. This was designed by Studio Steinbomer. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, but I think they did a great job with the design, which we've continued to go through. There are also, different spaces that I think I might have missed just because there are people in them. Like downstairs, I think I mentioned there was a laundry room that we missed. There was also like a photo booth area. I didn't exactly know what that was, but something fun for entertaining. It's again on that bottom floor, which is perfect. It kind of opens up to the pool, but you could also use that bottom floor as a game media room, mother-in-law suite, like nanny's quarters. There's so much that you could do there. There is that secondary kitchen, so it's definitely like a livable area that people could enter in through a separate door if they wanted to on that lower level. And then to keep going with some of the upgrades that are here, this is a smart home, so it is accessed via an application called a span panel system, so you can control almost everything remotely. This is also Austin's first home to install a Tesla roof. So if you're worried about power through emergencies, like a sustainable option, then I think that's great. And then I don't know the exact specs on it, but you can allocate the power somehow to different parts of the home. So many cool things in here. Even in this bedroom, take a look at the freestanding shelves, the lights underneath those. I don't even have the lights on in this room either because it's got so much natural light coming in. And then to keep going with some of the upgrades, take a look at the cabinetry, the walk-in shower we're going to get to in a second, but notice the floor tile. That is such a cool accent against the cabinetry. It kind of has a similar color scheme, although it's a little bit darker on the floor. I thought that looked fantastic. And then these countertops, it's just to do that, match up with the hardware, put it into the wall all the way up to the ceiling with sconces on either side. Just unbelievable. Now, I think I missed some lights on in the walk-in shower, which probably needs some lights. It's not like these bathrooms are going to have a ton of natural light coming in, but that's okay. I think you got an idea of here that the vibe in this home really hits, and you let me know what you thought your favorite part is. I think my favorite part, other than the 3 laundry rooms, because I do a lot of laundry. I do laundry for our household. We got a 4 and a 2-year-old at home, so we do a ton of laundry. We'll probably do even more moving forward. So I did like the laundry rooms, but for me, I gotta tell you, I loved the private balconies. I think on a long day, I imagine you come upstairs, that's where a lot of the bedrooms are, and to decompress after a long day, to just kind of go out that private balcony and just chat is pretty cool, and it feels like you're in a tree house. And I think for so many people in Austin, you know, you want to work hard, then chill, and I really feel like that's the place to do it. It's top floor, and I think well done to when they built this in 2020. Fantastic work, and to get all this on that top floor, and then kind of like your main levels, like that main living area. It's where you spend maybe during the day there. It's got a study, it's got a workout room, so it's fantastic, right? When you go upstairs, you want to decompress in this home because that's where the bedrooms are, and I think that's a great place to do it. But wow, wait until you see this front of the home. I couldn't show it as much during the open house. Obviously, there's people parking their cars here, but towards the end, again, really appreciate Noah Levy for letting me shoot this, because this was fantastic to go through. Balcones Road does get some activity, but that's why you have the gate, and then you have quick access to everything because you are off that road. And then if you want to know more about this area, you need an agent to work with. Noah Levy has unbelievable listings. She does such a great job of marketing. And guess what? I'm a realtor, and I'm the one telling you should reach out to Noah Levy. If you want to start a text message with her, scan that QR code on the right side of your screen. That will start a text message. You do need to still hit send. And then I'm showing you the bluish brick, bluish gray maybe. It looks fantastic. That was the garage area, which we didn't even show. Seller had some stuff in there, some cars, so I want to give them some privacy. But hey, connect with Noah Levy if you want some help with homes like this. And then if you want to see another home tour, I'm going to keep going through different homes in this channel, like in areas like Tarrytown, here, Balcones Park, Highland Park, Northwest Hills, and really show you these central Austin neighborhoods.